Alright, so this is your A7RV installation guide. First thing you want to do is take out your skin. You will get one for your body and one for your grip section. So the first thing you want to do is you can install any section you want, but what I like to do is to start from the top. So you can use the guide, or you could just go by the indicators on the skin. First thing you want to do is gently peel the skin. Be sure to peel from all sides so you don't apply too much pressure to one area. Be gentle with the smaller sections. Once you have that peeled, we're going to go ahead and line up the indicators. As you can see, the Sony has the Sony logo. Once you have the Sony logo perfectly aligned, do not apply pressure until you do. And once you have that perfectly aligned, go ahead and fold in the flaps and align the rest. You can use a squeegee, or you can use your fingers depending on how complex each section is. For the hard to reach areas, I do recommend using a tweezer, as it will make things a lot more easier. Just like that. Now we can fold in other flap. Make sure all the indicators are aligned when you're folding it in before you apply pressure. And once you're confirmed that everything is perfectly aligned, go ahead and use the squeegee and make sure all sides are flush. You'll do the same for the other parts as well. Find an indicator to align to. I like to start with the A, the Alpha logo. Now, these skins are sort of forgiving, so if you mess up, you notice it's not fully aligned, go ahead and lightly peel it off. Remember, do not apply any pressure until it's aligned. These are precision cut to almost exact dimensions. So right there looks pretty good. This part is a little bit more difficult, so what we have to do is first gently peel. Do not rush the peeling process, as you could rip or stretch the skin. Once you do that, the alignment will be slightly off, so take your time if it's possible. For this section, I recommend using the tweezer. And as you can tell, there is a little protrusion here on the dial, the knob, and we're going to try to slip the skin underneath first before applying anything else. It's a very snug fit. Once you get it under there, make sure that the cutouts for the two buttons are flush. Again, we do not want to apply any pressure. You want to check all the indicators align with each other before we apply pressure. Use a tweezer liberally to adjust it. So once we have all that flush and aligned, we're gonna go ahead and fold the flaps in. Once we have that, we can fold this in like so. And the rest, we can use our squeegee to fold them in, unless you have long nails. Again, as you're peeling, do not peel from one section. Peel from every section to relieve stress on the skin itself. You don't want to stretch any part of it. Where we want to start is with the tripod mount and the serial number. You want to align these two first. And once you feel comfortable, you may release it. Make sure you have the LCD screen out so you don't obscure the other parts of the skin. And once again, make sure you're 100% confident that these are flush and aligned. Do not pressure yet. We're gonna move to the top. We're gonna grab the right side. And we're just going to align that, tug it if necessary to get it fully flush with the top section. You can see there, that's a perfect alignment. Same thing with the left side. Use the tweezer if you have to. Look at that. Completely flush, perfect alignment. Now we're gonna look at the back side. We're gonna come in here, remove the screen, move it out of the way, and then just fold those flaps inward as you see fit. Now this side, I recommend doing the side section before folding in the front section. Here, I do recommend using a hair dryer if you guys have one, or a heat gun, just very light heat, and then we can rub this section in. However, if you don't have one, that's also fine, because you can contour that in with just your fingers. If you see any rough areas, go ahead and lightly heat it up and contour with your thumbs. And look at that, it's completely flush. So for the bottom section around the battery door, you want to make sure the door can fully open before you apply pressure to the skin. That's very key. You always want to make sure everything's functional before moving on to the next piece. Flatten the middle, and then we're gonna crease the corners. You don't ever just want to fold it, you want to make sure it has enough. It should just function like that. There should be no interruption in the movement of the LCD. There are certain areas where you will need to apply more pressure to, such as the corners, to get it to really adhere. And once you get that done, that's the LCD. You see the indentation here, the cutout here. We're just gonna line it. Once you feel that it's in, next thing you know, the next step is to fold out the screen in a way where you get a lot more space to work with. And once you have this done, you can just go ahead and fold the rest in. You don't really have to pay too much attention to it. So what we do here is we want to make sure you're not covering the door. So This is a good indicator on where to start. And then we want to roll the grip into the edges like so. Be very aware and cautious of the battery door. So once you have this section fully covered, the battery door should be able to retract and open without any friction.